you certainly think about stuff like that, but I think you just kind of put that on the back of your mind and just, live in the moment. That's always been my kind of philosophy and mantra. And so, I mean, I think we're just trying to have as much fun and enjoy as many moments as we can together, and not trying to, worry about that. And then also look, there's still more to the end of the school year and all that, where we can finally just maybe have some normalcy about us before everybody moves on to do whatever they got to do.
Coach, the next question is going to be from Isabel Gonzalez from the Mid-Major Outlet.
Hi, Coach. Isabel Gonzalez, Mid-Major Madness. Last game, you talked about the importance of celebrating, and you said you guys were definitely going to celebrate that win, just like you have other ones. What are some of the things you guys do to celebrate after those? And at what point do you decide, okay, we're done celebrating, time to focus?
No, hey, we just do what we do. I mean, we had a great time after the game together, and then we obviously shared a great meal, and the guys hung out, and they were able to do whatever they needed to do. And then, at the end of the evening or the early morning, it's just a really, really mature team, and they knew that from that point on, it was, now it was back to business, and we had to hunker down and get ready for UCLA. But yeah, we had a great time together and enjoyed the heck out of it.
Anything specific you can share, like were they playing video games or pickleball?
I mean, it's just what we all do. They do everything. They do a little bit of all of that, and like I said, the NCAA's done an unbelievable job with our team rooms and the activities that are available to them. So we had a great time. The staff had a great time, and time to move on.
Next question to Vincent Saglambeni of the Gonzaga Bulletin.
Thank you. Hey, Coach. Vincent Saglambeni of the Gonzaga Bulletin. My question for you is, as you know, the Final Four is obviously a big stage, and there could potentially be moments in the game where, X's and O's may be thrown out the window, and it's just a matter of, who wants it more. What do you see in your team that you believe will give you the advantage in those moments?
First of all, that's very true. I think the deeper you get into the seasons, it's, execution and offensively and defensively, quite frankly, are critical, and the guys absorbing, to the fullest extent of those plans is. But, also it just comes down to guys making plays, and you got to be able to make those plays. But, I would cringe a little bit when you say that it's because somebody wants it more. Nobody wants it more than my guys, and nobody wants it more than the UCLA guys. I mean, both teams are going to give it everything they got. So I don't think it's a wanting it more. It's just, in the end, sometimes somebody just makes a play.
Next up, Dennis Patchen of SWX KHQ Sports.
Mark, you've been to the Final Four before. COVID aside, what's the biggest difference in making it here a second time?
Well, I mean, look, it is that. I mean, the public practice, I don't know, probably had 30,000 people at it in Phoenix. When we walked out on the floor for the first game, there was 80,000 people up in the stands. So it's vastly different. The energy around the hotel, with family and friends and ex-players. We had hundreds of ex-players come back that we had a couple of events with that were very powerful moments for all of us. Those, I feel bad that our guys haven't been able to experience that aspect of it. But the flip side of it is, man, I mean, we're so focused and there's no distractions. None of us are having to worry about tickets and worrying about trying to connect with our families around the schedule that we have here. So you get some great camaraderie, as if we need it anymore, but it's been great to have it, of just all of us together on this, and that's all we got. And then some, there's really the focus of our film sessions and our practice sessions and our walkthroughs and everything is great.
Thank you.
Is there a final question this afternoon for Coach Few? Coach, with no further questions, we want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. Best of luck tomorrow against UCLA.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
We'll be joined in just a moment by Andrew Nembhard. Andrew will be here to take your questions for up to 10 minutes. Then Drew Timme follows for Gonzaga. Then we'll wrap things up for this afternoon. Andrew Nembhard of Gonzaga is next. Give a chance for our camera to adjust, Andrew. Andrew, good afternoon. We want to thank you for joining us here. Congratulations and welcome to the Final Four. We'll take some questions first from Kevin Brockway, CNHI Sports.
Yeah, Andrew, I don't know if you could walk me through the transfer process last year in terms of, what made you decide to leave Florida first and then what attracted you to Gonzaga?
Yeah, I think after the season, I just kind of spoke with my family and people close to me and just felt that I needed to change basketball-wise and that Florida necessarily wasn't the best fit for me. And so Gonzaga was one of the teams that I really kind of looked for and then kind of reached out to just because I've known their program for the last few years and the coaching staff already recruited me when I was a senior in high school. So I felt comfortable coming here and the playing style and how they develop players, and that's kind of how it went down.
The next question is going to be from Allison Williams of ESPN.
Hey, Andrew, just curious if you could describe for me kind of what it's been like being in this bubble and maybe some of the unique things you guys have done to try and have some fun and kill some time.
Yeah, it's been different. It's been very kind of everybody's just been focusing on the games, and it's been good for us to kind of just lock in and stay together. And lately, kind of our our team room has been kind of upgraded, and we've been kind of playing games in there, ping pong, video games. So just spending more time together.
Are you playing any pickleball with Coach?
I haven't. He said I'm not allowed to play until I get my game a little bit better. So I'm still working.
Next up from the New York Post, let's have a question from Zach Braziller.
Zach Braziller, New York Post. Andrew, all year, there's been talk of there were two super teams, you guys and Baylor. Have you followed Baylor at all? And what do you think a matchup with them would be like?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were supposed to play them earlier in the season, so we kind of did a full scout on them and everything. And the game got canceled the morning of, so we definitely had our eyes on them early in the season and definitely been watching their games and just seeing how well they've been doing. And I think I would love to play them in the finals, and it would just be a great matchup.
Next question to John Blanchette of the Spokane Spokesman Review.
Andrew, John Blanchette from the Spokesman in Spokane. I know everyone's grateful that a season even got played this year, and especially that you got to this tournament and were able to pull this off. Is there any regret, though, or do you feel like you've missed out on the usual hype and the hubbub that are around the NC2A tournament and the amount of people that would be in town and the fans that you'd be able to play for?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit lost there, obviously, just because of how big the Final Four usually is. And Coach spoke to it earlier about how the atmosphere was just so crazy last time they went. But I think the significance of the tournament is still there, and the significance of the moment is still there. So I think it's still a very exciting time for us.
Andrew, our next question comes from Matthew Shianidi in Toronto.
Andrew, in terms of this season, having tried to make sure everyone felt comfortable with you and then watching the team embrace you and to see you now starting in the tournament, could this season have gone any better? Just the way that, the team has embraced you, you wanted to be a part of it, and now you're getting an opportunity to play in a Final Four, which, I imagine at Florida you felt you wanted to, but now you're actually living it.
Yeah, no, it's been great. It's been great. They really welcomed me in the best possible way and just helped me out. And then I think the fit has been good and we've been achieving a lot of good things. So definitely couldn't ask for any more.
Jeremy Wu is going to be up next. Jeremy's from Sports Illustrated.
Andrew, what's up, man? I know, obviously, you're a guy, you've played on a lot of really good teams across different levels, internationally, Montverde, Florida. You've been around. Could you speak a little bit about, Jalen Suggs and just kind of what makes him different from, you play with a lot of good players, but sort of what sets him apart in your eyes?
Yeah, I think the best part about Jalen is honestly just his competitive nature and how he rises to the moment and it's all about winning. And he just shows that in his play and how he interacts with teammates. And he's really mature for his age, and I think that's what's really kind of made him succeed so much.
And if I could get one more,
go ahead, Jeremy.
In the bubble like this, you guys are kind of stuck here, for a while. Does it help having someone who's just like that fiery all the time, just to kind of like keep you guys moving? Even as a younger guy, it could be easy to lose focus, but having that constant competitiveness, is that a factor, do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys on our team inhibit that same competitive drive, and I think that's what makes us so good and so mature, is that we all kind of feel the same way, and we bring that every day, and we push each other and practice every day, and it gives a good product on the court.
Asher Ali is up next. Asher is the sports editor of the Gonzaga Bulletin.
Hey, Andrew. Looking ahead to tomorrow's matchup against UCLA, they bring a lot of scrappy and really, competitive guard play. A little bit different than USC, who is, really formidable down low. But at the top of the key, UCLA has some guys like Johnny Juzang and I'm forgetting his name, but a lot of really good players over there. So what are you guys kind of looking at? What's the scouting report on them, and how do you guys see the guard play kind of working out?
Yeah, I think they play a slower type of style, and then they really are kind of competitive on the defensive side of the floor. And I think we just have to be who we've been all season, and just stick to our game plan, which kind of we're gonna lay out in these last couple of days, and just be us, honestly.
Dennis Patchen is up next from SWX KHQ Sports.
Andrew, can you take a look at UCLA, and are there problems they could present for you guys?
Yeah, I think they're a competitive team. I think they'll try to muck it up on the defensive side of the ball. I think we need to get the ball moving. I think offensively we've been pretty good with moving the ball a year, so I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. And defensively, we just have to lock into their sets and stay sticky with the hot hand.
Thank you.
Up next, Andrew, let's take a question from Karthik Venkataraman, KREM2 Television.
Hey, Andrew, Karthik from KREM2 Sports over here in Spokane. I mean, for a college basketball player, this is kind of the dream to make it to the stage, to the Final Four, get a chance to play for the national championship. Just how excited are you to make it to the stage and to get to play in this game tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm beyond excited, honestly. It's what every team tries to achieve every year, and we've kind of put a lot of time in this year, just being the way it's been, and just coming together with this group of guys. I think it's just a great experience, and I can't wait to kind of step on that floor again.
And the final question for you, Andrew, is going to go back to Matthew Shianiti from Toronto.
Andrew, I know how close you are with RJ. RJ wasn't able to get this far, and RJ's been a part of your journey. Have you been texting him at all to kind of, to Canadian kids who, were able to excel on the NCAA stage? And if so, what's the messages he's been sending you?
Yeah, he'll text me every so often, just kind of congratulate me on whatever I've been doing. And I know he's watching. I'll be watching his games, and kind of just a mutual respect for each other's games, and we're just happy to see each other excel.
Karthik, you have a follow-up? Let's go to Karthik for his follow-up, and then we'll wrap things up with Andrew.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to raise my hand again. Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we're happy to hear from you anyway. Andrew, we want to thank you very much for participating in this afternoon's news conference. Your teammate, Drew Timme, is going to join us next. Best of luck tomorrow against UCLA.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Gonzaga's Drew Timme is up next. He'll be with us for a maximum of 10 minutes. If you have a question for Drew Timme, use the raised hand function on your Zoom interface. Drew joins us right now. Drew, congratulations. Welcome to the Final Four. Thanks for spending some time with us this afternoon.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
Let's open things up with a question from Zach Braziller of the New York Post.
Drew, could you just put in, I guess, context what this year has been like? I mean, you're one of 4 teams since 1976 that's gotten to the Final Four undefeated. You've had one game in the single digits. And you ever think about just how dominant you guys have been?
It's definitely been a great season, but you know, it's been a lot, and I think we've done a good job handling it. But we're not focusing too much on what we have done. The mission's in front of us, and we got a lot we can work on and get better on. So we're focused on this game coming up with UCLA, and that's the only thing on our mind right now.
Drew, we're going to take a question from Allison Williams of ESPN.
Hey, Drew. Curious if you could just kind of describe what it's been like the last 3 weeks in this rather unique environment, and maybe some of the fun you guys have engineered to pass the time.
It's definitely been a different experience in the bubble, but it's kind of what we've been doing all year. And I think all the road trips we took at the beginning of the year kind of helped prepare us for this moment. And we have fun just by playing video games, hanging out in our team room, whether it's playing like ping pong, cornhole, some Xbox. So we're finding little fun ways to have fun and also stay safe and socially distanced.
If I could follow up, are there any advantages, do you think, to being in one place and being able to just kind of lock in on the basketball side of things?
Yes, ma'am. I think that being in the bubble has allowed us to keep kind of the outside noise away, and we've been able to stay closer and more connected this whole time, which has been huge for us, you know, because there's a lot of distractions and stuff going on outside that we don't need to worry about. And Coach has done a great job just keeping us connected and locked in together as one.
The next question comes from Brenna Green, KREM2 Television in Spokane.
Brenna Green, KREM2. Between your games and obviously, you know, your personality out there on the court, you've definitely become more well-known this tournament. Just what has it been like for you to kind of become more of a household name around America?
It's definitely been crazy, but it's cool. But I'm just happy that we're winning and we're still here and we're still dancing. And that's been the only thing on my mind, and that's the only thing that I'm excited about. And I can't wait to get out there and play tomorrow.
Isabel Gonzalez is up next from Mid-Major Madness.
Hey, Drew. So kind of going off on that a little bit, you've gotten to do a lot of cool things. Obviously, you got to talk to Dwayne Wade. You've obviously had like a Twitter just for your mustache. Like, what's been your favorite thing so far? Because you've done a lot and you're living your best life right now.
Yeah, it's been crazy, you know, all the cool things that have happened. But the favorite thing I've done is just we've been winning. It's great to win. I hate to lose. And just our team being together and just continuing to keep on winning. And, you know, we're 4-0 so far in March, and nothing gets much better than that.
Jeremy Wu up next from Sports Illustrated.
Hey, Drew. I was just wondering if you could speak a little bit to just sort of the impact, you know, having Jalen Suggs this year has sort of had on the group. Like, does it kind of give you a confidence? You know, he's so competitive. He's always, you know, going 100%, even from a freshman. You know, do you detect that difference from last year to this year?
Yeah, he's been a great impact and piece of this team. You know, he's our point guard. He keeps us going no matter what, and he's a fierce competitor, and it rubs off on all the guys for sure. It's not easy coming in, being a freshman and being able to kind of be given the reins, and he's done a great job of that, and as well as making sure everybody, you know, gets touches, gets involved, and stays calm and collected. So he's done more than a great job of being a leader of this team and just being able to help us.
Scott Gleason next from USA Today. Scott, question to you.
Hi, Drew. I was hoping that you could just maybe share a little bit of the emotions that you experienced when the tournament was canceled last year, and you know how you and your teammates might have used just not being able to play in March Madness last year to really kind of channel that off-season drive and everything you guys have been able to do this season?
It definitely was a roller coaster of emotions. We just won our conference championship, and sorry, we were feeling good about things and just how we felt like we were kind of hitting our stride at the right time, but unfortunately got canceled, and we understood it. At the end of the day, the safety of the many is way more important than just a game, but we were hurt, and especially guys like Ryan Woolridge, who never got to play in a tournament. I felt really bad for him, especially in Tilly and Mon, but we're doing it for them, and they know that, and they're excited. We've been keeping them up to date. We still keep in touch with all those guys, and they couldn't be more proud of us, and it's great that we can at least do something for them a little bit.
Next question is for Jim Meehan of the Spokane Spokesman Review.
Hey, Drew. Jim Meehan. Just curious, you went up against the Mobleys the other day, an All-American and Evan like yourself. Now it's a different challenge tomorrow against a very good player. How much are you into the film study of those guys, and how much is just letting your natural footwork and moves come out with whatever you see on the court?
Yeah, they're all great players that we've been playing, and you know, coach does a great job of making sure we get in for film and watching guys and just the team. And, you know, I think as a group, we're confident that as long as we stay true to who we are, we can accomplish anything at the end of the day. And we're excited for the challenge. You know, they're a great team. They're hitting their stride at the perfect time, and they're dangerous. And they play a little different than what we faced, but we're excited for the challenge. We can't wait.
Next up, Eddie Pels, Associated Press.
Hey, Drew, I might have missed this, but any plans on the facial hair for this weekend or for tomorrow?
Nah, I don't. It's got a life of its own. I just kind of do whatever it wants.
Jim Alexander's up next from the SoCal News Group. Yeah, can't let that information out, right?
Yeah, Drew, I don't know if you heard Coach Few talked about how maybe you guys being buried in your phones and video games and whatnot have maybe helped relieve the burden and the distraction of being undefeated. What has it been like from a player's standpoint, getting on a roll like this and realizing that you've got a chance to make some history here?
We're not really bought into that aspect. You know, obviously we know what we're doing is special, and it's something that hasn't happened a lot, but no one's going to give us anything. No other team really cares about the history. They just want to win, and just like we want to win. So it's all about us going out and doing what we're capable of and what we can do as a team and sticking together. And that's just kind of all we're focused on right now, because we don't believe that you get handouts or anything. We believe you got to take it and earn it, and we haven't earned it yet. And we got a long way to potentially get there, and that's all we're focused on at the moment.
The next question is for Lane Higgins of the Wall Street Journal.
Hey there, Drew. I was going to ask about the mustache, but I will redirect. So, you know, your team hasn't really trailed in a substantial way since the BYU game in the WCC championship. And, you know, I'm curious, obviously your team has won by large margins all year long, but do you think it was important or helpful at all to be tested in that way and kind of have to really fight back right before going into March Madness and kind of having a little bit of a test, if you will?
Yeah, we loved it. Obviously, it's great to learn. And, you know, we watched that film a lot, and we saw where we went wrong and where we messed up and kind of how we got away from being ourselves. And it was great to watch that. And while it wasn't the most fun watch, I would say, for me personally, and probably a couple other guys, you always learn more from your mistakes. And I feel like getting tested like that by a really good team like BYU was able to kind of help us and kind of rekindle the fire and refocus us going into March.
Thank you.
Next question, let's go back to Allison Williams for a follow-up.
Okay, Drew, this is kind of random, but when we Zoomed prior to the start of the postseason, you probably jokingly referred to how like the Final Four and maybe it was one shining moment is similar to your artwork. Do you remember that at all? And can you expand a little bit on what you meant by that?
I mean, I don't really remember too much about that, but I'm a big artist, and I think the one shining moment's a work of art. And I think the two complement each other nicely. You know, my art skills and just the master artwork that goes into one shining moment. So just a big creative piece, and artists got to respect artists, you know.
Perfect. Vincent Saglin-Benny is with the Gonzaga Bulletin. Vincent.
Thank you. Hey, Drew, Vincent Saglin-Benny of the Gonzaga Bulletin. I don't remember exactly when Coach Few said this, but he said you kind of, took Ben Gregg under your watch a little bit and kind of helped him through that transition. Him graduating high school early and him coming to this team. How do you think you've grown and developed as a leader over these past 2 years?
It's helped me, and the situation he was put in, it's not an easy one. I remember I was struggling a lot as a freshman just coming in, and just how hard that transition was. And I can't imagine how much harder it was for someone in his situation to come up here in the middle of a season, on a number one team, to come in and try to figure out how he can help and as well as learn. And I think that teaching process and just kind of helping him and stuff it's helped me too, in order to be a better leader, and also learning how to lead and how to help better. It's been a great experience, I think, for the both of us.
And it's time to wrap things up with one more question from Karthik of Krem 2 Television in Spokane.
Hey, Drew, Karthik from Krem 2 Sports over in Spokane. I want to take it back to the last game. A lot of people were saying that Evan Mobley was going to, shut you down and you weren't going to have that big of a game. How personally did you take that? And did you feel like you kind of sent out a message that, you can go up against anyone toe for toe?
It was a great game, a great team game. Obviously, I did see some of the stuff that was said, but there's always been stuff said. And we don't play tennis, we play basketball. It's a team sport, and we did a great job as a team playing. And give credit to him, he's a great player, very special talent. It was a fun game, and it was definitely a nice challenge. But we did a good job, and at the end of the day, I'm confident in who I am as a player and what I can do and what I can bring to this team and how I can help this team win. And I feel like that narrative's been there for a while, and we just keep answering the bell as a team, and we're excited for whatever challenges present us, and we feel like as a team we can overcome any of them.
We want to thank Gonzaga's Drew Timme, Andrew Nembhard, and of course the coach Mark Few for joining us this afternoon. Best of luck tomorrow against UCLA. If you'd like to access, you got it, Drew. Thank you. If you'd like to access a recording of this news conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub, it's at ncaa.veritone.com. Thank you for joining us. See you guys tomorrow post-game.